You are now tuned in to the Dads Who Lift podcast. Please give us a like, share, subscribe to the YouTube account. We are on www.dadswholiftofficial.com. All the podcast links are in there. We also have an apparel line. We're on IG as Dads Who Lift Official handle. We're on Facebook, Dads Who Lift Podcast. We also have a Dads Who Lift fitness group on Facebook that's Dads Who Lift Official. A group of 30,000 like-minded dads that are just trying to be their best selves and staying fit. If that's something you're into, please check it out. But we do this stuff for free, guys, so please give us a like, share, 5-star review. We really appreciate your support.
You are now tuned in to the Dads Who Lift podcast. You have your host, Joel Staley.
Your main host, Tyler Gata. And we have on special guest, Jonathan Baumgartner.
What's up, John?
Yo.
Nothing.
Megalodon. Sell off the shelf.
Baumgartner.
Okay,
Yeah, we were talking pre-podcast to Tim Rexius about Megalodon and dick pills that they sell at Rexius Nutrition. He said he changed the name to Megalodon. How big's the pill?
Dude, it's like, honestly,
Can't even swallow.
you have to cut it in. It's like a Snickers bar.
Jesus. So it's not even a pill. You just eat
No, it's not that big. It's the biggest pill I've ever seen, though.
That's
it's like as big as my pinky.
it? Yeah.
It's like this fucking
Still pretty
big.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a pill.
It's a big pill. Yeah, for sure.
Joel likes waking up.
Dude, I remember this one time back when me and Amy were dating, and me and my buddy AO went on a double date with Amy and her friend Marissa, and we went into the gas station and we both got a 24 pack of Bud Light, I think it was, and we got 2 dick pills that were just up at the front counter, and the guy looked at us like we were the biggest fucking homos. He's like, you guys look like you're about to have to go big
Case of
old
beer, 2 dick
Big old orgy. Man, I've never taken a dick pill, ever.
No?
No.
Dude, they're awesome.
Yeah. I got some Cialis that I'm going to try, but I've
Try it.
never taken
That
one.
prescription strength stuff.
Cialis is, yeah, but it's a lot of guys use it for blood pressure.
That makes sense.
So like it lowers your blood pressure. Like if you're running testosterone or whatever, Cialis will lower your blood pressure, but it also makes you hard as fuck whenever you
Sends all
want to
the
be hard
blood
as
down
fuck.
under.
Dude, like a breeze
Yeah.
comes through and you're like, boing.
Yeah.
It's like
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. Like you're 17 again.
Right.
Young.
Right. Like you said,
Full of
you
it.
wake up hard, you know it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, exactly.
And you wake up soft, and what'd you say?
Could go either way.
Could go
Go
either
either
way. What are you doing down there? Get the program.
You're already
God.
waking up with an L. You're like, oh shit, I'm playing catch up today.
That's not how you want to start your day.
Oh, shit. That's funny. That's what I said. You don't use it. Wait. Yeah, you don't use it, you lose
Don't
it.
use it, you lose. I've been using it.
That's good. Just
But-
got to either get it in
Don't
or
want to
roll 'em
lose
out.
it. That's the thing. You never
Yeah.
want to lose it.
Right. Megalodon.
I think more so now being
Make sure to talk into your mic.
being active and being healthy.
Why don't you move it over?
It's way more. My sex drive is sky high compared to my 20s. When I was 20, I was like, oh yeah, get the pooning. But now that I'm
The pune.
eating and supplements, I mean my sex drive is way high, and I don't do anything that you guys have done. I don't know what this.
What do I do?
I don't know.
Megalodon?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Megalodon or dick pills. I don't know what the Cialis. I've never done it, but I mean, hey, if it makes the lady happy, why not?
That Megalodon is on my to-do list.
Yeah?
Every time I go into
3 hour
Rexius, I'm like,
sesh.
Tim, what is it? Tell me about this again.
How long is it supposed to? Is it like a? I mean, just keep you hard.
I haven't
forever,
read,
though?
but dude, just from the box alone, like just from the size of the pill, you're like, oh, that shit works.
Does it have the Viagra disclaimer
They
after
crammed
4 hours?
every ingredient into that. They didn't cut anything out. They're like, fuck it, add them all and just make the pill huge.
See, that's why I like to be optimal.
Yeah,
When I'm running TRT, I'm optimal.
yeah. You've told me that there's points that, like you've gotten too horny to the point like it affects your fucking day, which I totally get.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do that shit anymore, but that was like back in the day where I was experimenting with some stuff other than just testosterone replacement therapy, which is all I do now.
Right.
You're
But
doing
there's
all the
some
blood
stuff-
work and stuff too, though. It's a lot more.
Yeah, but there's some stuff like guys will run Masteron. Like back in the day, I've tried Masteron, years ago, and that shit will make you like you're a 14-year-old kid. Like you better have something to fuck while you're on Masteron, or you're gonna be getting in trouble.
Go crazy, yeah.
Like a buddy of mine runs it now, and he's like, man, every time I run it, my wife hides from me. So she's just fucking ready all the time. I'm telling you, man. It's like, yeah, it feels great.
Yeah. It's nice. You need that middle ground. I do feel
Absolutely.
like it is possible to be too horny all the time. don't get anything done.
Yeah, no, I agree. Master on is like a little bit too much. So if I just do testosterone replacement therapy, which is natural, I'm optimal. I feel good. I can use it when I need it, but I'm not like horny as fuck 24/7.
Like I need this right now or I'm going to fucking go crazy.
Because I've got other shit I'm focusing on.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm 30, I'm going to be 32 in 2 weeks.
Damn,
Believe that shit?
bro.
Oh, man.
March 11th, 32.
Wow.
I know. 10-year-old son. The fuck happened? But no, it's like, yeah, whenever you need it, it's nice to have it there. But I also got like other things I got to get done during the day.
Yeah.
Where I can't just be thinking about pussy 24/7.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like the Wolf of Wall Street, Matthew McConaughey. He's like, how much do you fucking jerk off
Have
a
you?
day?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know, like once, maybe twice. He's like, dude, those are rookie numbers.
Right.
You gotta bang one out before you get to work. You gotta go to the bathroom a couple times. I fucking love that movie.
Have you?
I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Have you listened to Green Lights, Matthew McConaughey's book?
No, I heard it was awesome though.
I just started listening to it. It's really fucking good.
Nice.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend checking it
We'll
out.
check it out. I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it's
Green
Pretty good
Lights.
Green Lights.
Yeah.
Dude, he had a wild childhood. Like,
wasn't his dad like kind of
Wild.
crazy and an older
and
brother?
his mom was crazy. Like, his whole family was crazy as fuck. Like, he tells a story about, in the beginning of the book, about how his parents communicated. And I don't want to, like, kill it or ruin it because I probably won't be able to tell it as well. But they basically, like, you know, his dad was like this big 6'5" dude, like, you know, 265 or something like that. Just big guy. And he was a hard worker, like construction worker or something like that. And he came home from work one day and, you know, they're sitting at the dinner table and he's eating his food and he asks his wife, you know, Matthew McConaughey's mom, for more mashed potatoes. And she's like, yeah, I'll get you some more mashed potatoes, you big fat fucker. And like he's calling him a fat fucker every time she gives him mashed potatoes. So finally, like they get pissed off and like they get in this big fight. And she starts punching him, like socking him. So he's got like blood dripping from his nose. And so he like finally gets up and he's like, oh, it's fucking on. Like they starts like going round and round. So she grabs his knife. She's like, what? I'll stab you, big fat fucker. Get over here. And so he grabs a piece of fucking, or not a piece, a bottle of ketchup. Or he flips the whole table over. Then he grabs a bottle of ketchup and just starts flinging ketchup on her.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like all over her. And she keeps trying to like stab him and he keeps moving and she can't stab him. Like he just keeps moving. So finally she like loses it, like loses her energy, breaks down, like drops a knife and just like falls to the floor. And he like falls to the floor with her and then they start kissing and like make love right there on the kitchen floor with the kids in the living room.
Full of ketchup.
Full of ketchup and blood.
Wow.
Intense.
Wild as fuck.
Damn. All right, I'm reading this book.
It's good, man. It's really good.
Spice up your sex life, like
Yeah.
food
I
fight in the
guess.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Get it on with your wife.
I don't
Just
know.
reminded me I need to pick up ketchup too.
Hey, well,
Forget to buy it.
fling it on Amy.
Fling it on her.
That's why we're out.
Yeah.
Just keep flinging it at her.
Yeah. All right,
man
John.
loves ketchup.
What's our topic? What we got going on here?
Intentionality. Just a thought that I've, I don't know, come up with or had. And I kind of shared it with you the other day, but we all have a purpose or goal or we're motivated, right? But putting it into action is, I mean, that's the intention of it. I mean, we can all have big dreams. You know, you want to have a huge company, you want to impact people's lives. You know, you have these dreams, but until we make the
Have hard
intention,
erections.
right? Take the
hard.
Megalodon, have a
hard.
fantastic time. I mean,
Yeah.
until we put those dreams or those thoughts into action, it's just a dream, it's just a thought. I mean, it might motivate you. And something that I guess I've been struggling with is staying motivated or finding the consistency. And then I've, realized that motivation fails. It falls short. I mean, you can get pumped up in the morning, you do your morning routine, listen to the motivational, do your gratitude. But how do you carry that throughout the entire day? Not just the 30-minute window of, hell yeah, let's do this. How do you carry it all day long? What's your intention throughout the day? And for me, I mean, my biggest intention, you know this, I get home, like one intention I have every single day. I get home 5:30 from work, I put my phone down, and I give my son an hour of my time. Dinner, play, ask him about his day. That's an intention that I set for the day. And I realize that if I set these intentions, when I fall short, man, I feel guilty. I mean, it really helps me hold myself accountable to these intentions. So going through life, I mean, it's good to have a purpose or a dream and a goal, but put it into action, the intentionality of doing these things. And I'm trying to do a lot of stuff right now with just growing, getting coached, getting a mentor, applying the intentionality to every area of my life, not just being a father. I mean, I'm intentionally a good father, but I need to intentionally stay on my routine of working out. I need to intentionally stay on my role as a leader, the company that I'm, at, so every day. And I think it's been part of the manifesting that I've been really focusing on that's kind of brought it out. And I had this thought, and kind of really cool is we're powerful in the sense that you can dream. We're dreamers. Not everybody's a dreamer. Not everybody can visualize something that doesn't exist and then create that into a reality. So you're powerful, dude. You can have an idea in your mind. You start dreaming it, you live it, you feel it, you think it. Every single day, you have to put yourself in that position. Like, when I was young, I told myself, I'm going to live in Elkhorn. Because to me, that was, you're successful if you live in Elkhorn. I had friends move to Elkhorn. I grew up in Benson, poor. I'm going to live in Elkhorn. I bought my first house at 23 years old in Elkhorn, 202nd and Maple in Elkhorn. Holy shit, I manifested that. I told myself that for 12 years. And then when I became an adult, I bought a house. Then I manifested, I want a bigger house. I want to live in Millard, a better school district, or whatever the thought was. 5-6 years later, I made it happen. I manifested it because I was intentionally every single day working towards those goals. I didn't set the goal. I worked towards it. I planned it. I mean, intentionally every day. You get up at 5, I get up at 6, or whatever. So intentionality to me, I mean, I was been searching for a few weeks, months actually, to figure out what it is I needed to stay consistent. And that's what I came up with. And it's been helping me. I've got some things going on the side that I've been starting, and intentionally, okay, I got to carve out my schedule. 10 o'clock at night, I'm up. I used to go to bed at 8 o'clock with my son. I need more time in my day. So intentionally now I put my son to bed at 8:30 to 10:30. I'm doing schoolwork, whatever it is that I may be doing, bettering myself. So intentionality, just having that, it goes beyond your dream. It goes beyond your vision. It's putting that dream into action. It's putting that dream, that purpose into action every single day. And that for me, I mean, it's taken me from, I have all these visions to, all right, cool, I'm working the process. It's in action. So now I'm even more motivated because I feel energized. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm a day closer. I'm 2 days closer. Or my intention for this week, not just today, was to maybe eat healthy 5 days, create a diet plan. I intentionally researched it, looked it up, whatever. I put the intentionality into it, and it created it, and it happened. So as I've been getting more in depth with manifesting things, that thought just came to me.
How's your manifesting process work? Because that's something I need to get better at. I've been saying that for a year. But.
Oh man, for me, I live it like it's already here. Where I want to go.
I'm the manifesting king.
You are good at it.
Manifest.
So do you do more so like you just close your eyes and think about things, or do you write it down and just go over it every once in a while?
I think writing it down for me helps. I got a journal. I spend an hour every day. I got a million thoughts in my brain, and they're all over the place. So I start organizing them. I write it down, and where do I want to be in 5 years? Okay, what does that look like? What does it look like to get here in 5 years? I write that down. Then I actually start visualizing what it looks like to get where I want to be. Not just where I'm at or I want to be, because I'm not going to jump from where I am now just to there. That's not going to happen. But if I start visualizing it, writing it down, thinking it out, it definitely helps. And it's more than just thinking about it. You got to feel it, like in your body. You got to feel the success, the happiness, whatever it is that you're manifesting. Like you already own it. It's yours to have. Once you dream it, you can create that and bring it to reality. But it's more than dreaming. Write it down, live it every single day. Intentionally think about what it would feel like to make your first $1 million. That's one of my intentions. I want to make $1 million. What does it feel like to make $1 million? What does it look like to get there? How do I intentionally get there? Connect myself to the right people, set the right schedule, get mentored, intentionally doing those things.
One of the biggest things for me as far as manifesting goes is realizing that if somebody else has it or has done it, then you can do it too.
Absolutely.
Like that's just one of the biggest things. I'll look around and be like, all right, what do I want? My dream, am I even dreaming big enough? Like what do I truly want? Where do I see myself? And like, who do I know that's done it? Has anybody done this? So, somebody else did do it. 1,000 other people did it. Well, then I can do it easily. Yep. One of the biggest, or not biggest, but a great point I want to talk about that you brought up there is intentions are great as well, but motivation will only take you so far. And I think that one of the major keys to success and living, intentionally, as you say, or getting where you want to be is through setting habits, right? Because motivation will only take you so far. I mean, you could be motivated and say, man, I got this dream. I'm so excited about it. I know it's going to come. Like, I'm motivated. I'm going to get there. I really want this. I want it so bad. But that's only going to take you so far. You know what I mean? I feel like that takes you far enough, or it should hopefully take you far enough to set some good fucking habits towards that goal. But the motivation is going to fade. Like, especially when some goals take years to get to. If you're dreaming big enough, it takes a long time sometimes. Not always, but sometimes.
Good point.
You're not going to be motivated through that whole fucking process, and that goal may change. Like, things may change in between too. It's hard to keep that motivation just run off just motivation. But if you can use that motivation to stretch a long enough period of time together to set some habits towards that goal, then you're good, because once the motivation runs out, you've already got these habits set. Like, you've got this daily routine that you're doing that's, propelling you towards that goal, whether, maybe it or not, which is part of the, being intentional about what you're doing every day. But you're already heading towards that way, and the motivation fails, the motivation falls off, but you still got these habits that you're doing that are taking you towards that thing, and they feel good to do because you're used to doing them. You know what I mean? Like, I have a routine that I've set up for myself daily, and if I fall short on that routine, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I feel like a piece of shit. And when I can conquer my routine and do my routine every day, no matter what, I feel great about my day. And if that routine is propelling me towards where I want to be, then I may have won without even knowing it,
Yeah.
But to your point, it's better to live intentionally and know where you're heading. I feel like a lot of people, setting up good habits or good routines is a great way to make sure that you don't fail, or a great way to ensure success. But I feel like a lot of people will still get put on autopilot, and a lot of people's days go on autopilot, same shit, different day. We've had a podcast on this, but yeah, like, same shit, different day. I mean, you hear that all the time. And a lot of people, that's how it goes. I wake up, I go to work. I don't really give a fuck about my job, but it's what I do. It pays the bills, and I go home. I do this, I do that. And it's good enough. For a lot of people, it's good enough. It's like, that's not how I want to live my life. I'm not going to live my life as it's good enough. I'm going to live my life as anything that I want, I can fucking achieve. Anything that I want, I can get. Anything that I want, I can go after. And when I think about intentions, that is probably the biggest part to it, is knowing where you want to go, what you want out of your life, and being intentional towards that on a daily basis. Basically, like, keeping the goal centered in the big picture, right?
Yeah.
So you don't lose track of where you're heading and what you want. And that would also help out on days that because not every day is going to be a fucking win, man.
No, realistically,
everything's up and downs. Everything's roller coasters. So some days are going to be a win. Some days you're going to feel like shit no matter what. Some days people get depressed, or, this might happen or that might happen, and it might be a fucking feel like an L, But if you can keep the day intentional and see on the horizon of what you wanted and where you're going, then it's a lot easier to stay the course.
We've talked about perspective, and so you said sometimes we don't win the day, right?
Shit.
I mean, not every day is going to be a win, but I've tried to stop saying or thinking that I lost the day, because it's not a loss. I don't ever want to take a loss. I'm not going to take a loss. If I do something that's not in alignment with my intention, and I feel like, okay, I didn't lose the day, but here's an opportunity now. I didn't just lose. I fell short, and I'm consciously, and so autopilot, you said that too, and that's a huge thing, not to get in autopilot mode, because we get into this routine or this program that we created for ourselves, and it becomes a habit. It becomes, after like 21 days, that habit's a lot easier. We know all these things, but staying out of autopilot mode means consciously, like, thinking about your intentions every single day. And we've talked about that, like Dr. Joe Dispenza, using your brain to tell your body, no, I'm in control. I'm going to do this. These are the things that I want to do. There's a big difference between being in autopilot mode. I mean, you can get into a good routine, and then you stay the course. You don't ever grow. You don't ever go any further. But we're dreamers. And again, your goals are going to change. Mm-hmm. My goals changed from when I was a teenager to live in Elkhorn to now. Like, my goals are always going to change. And your goals should always change. I mean, your life's changing. My kids are growing. Your kids are, he's almost a teenager. He'll be driving. Mm-hmm. Your goals are going to change as he starts that path. You're building this successful training, it's going to change. Maybe you're expand it. So you're always going to be growing, consciously thinking about what's next. What can I do to be better? And guys like us, we want to be better every single day. It's not, I'm in autopilot mode because I got up and I checked the box. It's not a check the box. Fall in love with the process of what you do every single day. It's not, I checked the box, task done. That didn't get you anything. I did a 45-minute workout. I'm done. Nope. Did you push yourself in that workout? Did you go one step further? Did you add 10 pounds to that one set on the bench that you're trying to get to the next level? Intentionally thinking about it while you're in that moment to do something more, to push yourself to be better, to constantly grow. And it comes down to growing and just constantly growing. If you're striving for that, you're not going to fall into that autopilot mode. And I hate the autopilot mode because it's so true. And honestly, with the election and all that was going, I went to autopilot mode. I had to go back on my Facebook and delete a whole bunch of shit. I'm like, what the hell did I do? I went down a rabbit hole. I was in autopilot mode. People would say something, and I would jump on. Just going through the motions every single day and got trapped in there. I'm like, dang, I went back. I deleted a bunch of stuff off my Facebook, cleared out, because I had just had it clouded my mind of what I wanted to think. I wasn't intentionally setting goals for myself. I was allowing everybody else to steer and navigate what I thought, where I wanted to go, and took me down the wrong path of la la land. But coaching
Joel's been down some rabbit holes.
It's funny you say that. This morning I was thinking there's a couple people that are always at the beginning of my Instagram story feed because I always click on they have funny memes for their stories, and then you get lost. I don't know how they find time, but they have 40 memes a day, and so I'm just I'll just go through them. And there's been times I'm like, man, how much time do I waste just looking at that shit?
Yes.
So this morning I'm like, I'm going to start using my Instagram as a CRM, and I'm just going to unfollow all those people who are never going to do business with, or I'm not really getting any real value. They're just kind of sucking my time. Yeah. I mean, I'll get a chuckle from them, but it's not worth my time.
Right.
And I'm literally just going to use it to prospect and build my business and use it as a tool instead of something that's just a schedule waster.
Right.
I don't want to say run your life like a business, but if you're running a successful business, why would you not run your life that way?
Yeah.
If you're running a successful company and I go to work, I schedule my guys, what we have to get done. I'm planning ahead. I'm forecasting. I'm thinking ahead intentionally to be successful at work. Why don't I take that same philosophy when I come home to my son, to my significant other, to my, passions, my dreams? So that's where it kind of came from. Is I go to work and I do it every day and I'm good at it. I try my best, but when I come home, or when anyone comes home, you're tired, sit down on the couch. And I hear all the time, first thing I do, I kick my shoes off, or I grab, a beer, whatever your poison may be. All day long, you go through the motions, and then you're waiting for the end of the day to zone out and be done with it. But that's not where the growth is going to come. I mean, you might grow at work in your career field, yes, but personally, if you want to grow, you got to make the time on your own time. Early in the morning, I'm up at 5 a.m. every day, and now I'm not going to bed till 10:30, so I had to cut out some of my sleep, but that's what you got to do when you're trying to grow, I guess.
So my buddy said this weekend, we went out to the cabin for one of my buddy's birthdays, and my buddy was talking to me about success, and he goes, I read somewhere that if you would just dedicate 6 months of your time to a goal, you would set yourself ahead 5 years in the future. So he's like, you dedicate just full time to 6 months of a goal, it would propel you forward in life 5 years in 6 months. Because people fuck off so much throughout the day. People don't actually work intentionally towards their goals. How much time did you waste on your phone? How much, you take a shit, and I can take a shit in a couple minutes, but if I'm on my phone, it might be 10 or 15 because I'm sitting there on my phone the whole time. Yeah. So yeah, living intentionally and being intentionally towards your things, it goes hand in hand on that. And it's funny because I was like, man, I feel like I do that every fucking day. I feel like that's maybe not every day, but a lot of days. That's how I live my life. Is I just grind hard, go hard. I do what needs to be done, and I head towards the future. And he's like, yeah, that's good. And then he pulled up this chart that was 1%ers, and I'm nowhere near. I don't even call myself successful. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just getting started. I haven't even started yet because my coaching program isn't even rolled out yet. So I'm half of just getting started. But he pulls up this chart of 1%ers, and I'm almost 32. But it had how much money you make annually, net income, for a 1% bracket for your age group. And for the bracket, it was like, for my age group, it was like money I was making when I was like in my 20s. You know, I'm like 32.
How much was it?
I think it was 400,000
a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, at like 30, what was the bracket? Like 30 to 35 or something like that. I was like, fuck, man. So that kind of goes to show that whole 6 month set you 5 years ahead deal. When I looked at my bracket, like where I'm at right now was basically like the 45-year-old bracket. I'm 32,
nice.
You know, which like, again, who knows what the fuck, like, 1%, like that shit doesn't mean anything to me. I don't really give a fuck. And who knows if it was even like how factual basis it was, because there's billionaires out there, you know, like I got another buddy that just bought a brand new $750,000 Lamborghini, you know.
Damn.
Like that's where I want to be, you know, like I'm nowhere, you know what I mean? But it's still funny when you look at people's lives and you really do reap what you sow, and you can look just by somebody's daily actions and where they're at in life. And it like you could tell just by somebody's daily actions where they're probably at in life. And then you see it come through and it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know, it's like people bitch and moan about this, that, and the other, about wanting to do things and about wanting to be successful or wanting to get ahead in life or, you know, be a better father or whatever it may be. And it's like, what are you doing daily? Like, what are your daily habits? Like, where are you putting your time? What are your intentions? Like, what's your point and your goal throughout the day? Because if it's just to coast by or get through the day or like, you know, do the bare minimum, sorry, but that's what your life's going to be. Your life's going to be fucking bare minimum. Like your life's going to just be getting by. Like you don't get, unless you were born into money, which none of us fucking were, you don't get like the 10x life without living the 10x actions.
Right.
You know, like you don't get the $1 billion life without living the $1 billion actions or having the $1 billion intentions, you know, or going all in on something that you care about and believe in, or hiring that coach, like investing in yourself. Shit doesn't happen by just sitting on your ass at home.
Yep.
I just looked up a Tony Robbins quote. I couldn't think of it verbatim, but it's one that kind of speaks to what we're talking about. It says, most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 2 or 3 decades. And I feel like what you were talking about, the long-term picture of, okay, I don't just get from point A to point Z, or what's B, C, D, and E look like and all those, and plan on how you're going to get there.
I know what Z looks like. I got to figure out C, D, E, all that along the way intentionally is the only way you're going to figure it out. I mean, so Jay Shetty, he's a monk, and he wrote a book, Think Like a Monk, and I told you about it.
I listened to like half of it.
And
I've seen some of his YouTube videos.
Like
it's a mindset book. I mean, and for me, the mindset is one of the major areas I've been kind of developing personally. But he says in there, you really have to pay attention to what you are paying attention to. You're paying attention to your phone for 30 minutes unnecessarily, you know, and I'm guilty. I'll sit down in that hour window with my son and we're at the table having dinner and my phone's right here and I'm like, damn it. You know, go throw my phone in the kitchen. So intentionally, I start leaving my phone in a different room, or I go and I plug it in on the charger to, you know, intentionally eliminate that distraction. But think about and pay attention to what you are paying attention to, what's consuming your thoughts.
How many books do you listen to? You sound like you listen to and read a lot of books.
I listen to, I said it before, I can't read, but I can read. The last time I was like, I can't read. I can read. Just clear the air.
You're just a multitasker.
I'm just I'm doing some study work right now, so I'm reading that, and that's all online. But I try to get through a book a week, an audio a week. And I intentionally, is it a 5-hour book? Okay, 1 hour a day. I can carve out an hour a day to listen to an audio. Is it a 12-hour book? All right, I better, you know, that's some.
I mean, that will take a couple weeks.
That one might, and if my goal is a week, I got to, okay, Saturday I need to sit down for 4 hours then. Maybe I get up at 6:30 and before my son's up, I listen to two hours. You know, I can't do anything when he's up because he needs all the attention. So it's intentionally figuring out how my goal is a book a week. Intentionally, okay, this is the book I pick, an hour a day, maybe on Saturday, I intentionally figure out how I'm going to get through that book. And it's not about just the reading of the book, it's picking something from that book and applying it to your life. I have to go back and read all the books that I've ever read over and over again because something else stands out at a different point in my life when I'm faced with a different challenge. Like if I were to go back and read the obstacle is the way. I'm sure something else would stand out to me.
That's probably one of my favorite books.
Probably one of my core books.
It is,
absolutely. Yeah. And that it teaches you to love the challenge. Like to really
I started
fall in love with the
75
process.
Hard back up on Monday, and I was, I had to pick a book because I'm reading 10 pages a night again. No, I picked a different one because I've already read it a bunch of times, but it crossed my mind. I was like, fuck, should I read this book again?
Well, like you just said, you've read it 10 different times, and every time probably something else has stood out to you. So reading and any successful
I am reading another mindset book, though. Actually, Josh O got it for me for my birthday.
Which one?
It's like mindset. I can't remember what it is, but it's really good. I'll remember. I'll have to bring it up next time.
Have you heard the new? It's not so new anymore, but the newest 50 Cent Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter.
He said he
is so
read
good.
that.
Yeah. It's probably my favorite Audible book I've ever listened to. Yeah,
it's on the list now. I'm going to add it.
It's good. It's real good.
But something that I want to bring up too with living intentional is also being intentional with people in your life.
Absolutely.
Like that's a different kind of aspect to this that we haven't talked about yet. But I don't know. I just feel like the world would be a lot better place if people were intentional or like honest about their intentions with people in their lives. Like, being real with people, being honest about what they want or what they need out of a relationship, or, even letting people know like, hey, I like this, I don't like this. Like, they talk about, like, if you're talking about a relationship standpoint, they talk about the love languages or whatever.
Yep.
And it's like, be intentional with what you want out of a relationship, be intentional with, and honest about what you don't want, or even like a friendship.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I just feel like there's a lot of, not always, but there's a lot of fake bullshit that goes around with intentions, not only like people's intentions just within themselves, but people's intentions with other people.
People can see through that. False intent, and so just because you intend to do something doesn't mean you actually do it, right?
Right.
I can intend to be a good friend. It doesn't mean I'm a good friend if I'm not asking about you or checking in, or you can have all the intentions.
Which you haven't.
I know, horrible. You can have all the intentions in the world, but if you don't put forth the effort, the action, which is what comes down to the basis of anything. I mean, you want to go to the gym and get fit, you got to put in the action. You want to, have a successful relationship with your son, you got to put in the action. So it all comes down to the same thing. I mean, you can have the intent, but you have to put it into action. It's more than just, I intend to do this. It sounds good. Are you going to be a talker, or are you just going to do it? You
need action steps with that manifesto.
Correct. Yep.
Right.
I like how you put that action and intentionally setting steps or goals or whatever to get you moving.
The way I look at manifesting now is like, so like you could sit there and manifest, like I could sit here for my whole life and say, okay, I'm going to manifest a pile of money to fall on this table. I'm going to sit here and manifest it. It's going to happen one of these days. One of these years, that money's going to fall. Manifest. I can see it. It's there. It's never going to just fall on the table. Like I've come to understand manifesting a lot more the older I get and the more that I do it. I used to think that almost like things would fall in your lap like that.
Magic.
The deal is with manifesting brings opportunities. Mm-hmm. You still have to put in the work and make the choices to follow through on those opportunities and take the steps and put in the work to enhance, or, you got to, just like our last podcast with the doors closed and doors open, you got to walk through the fucking door. Manifesting is going to align opportunities into your direction and bring things into your life that you can have basically like, it's like a path, man. It's like doors open up and then there's your path for what you want. But you still got to walk the fucking path. You still got to put the work in. You still got to take the actions. You still got to be intentional with what you want. And that's how you get through the manifesting. But there's also like another big part of the manifesting is to manifest, you have to believe that you can have it. Like you have to almost believe that you already have it. And so I guess probably the biggest part of manifesting is just that, believing that you can have it. Because before you believe that you can have it, you're never going to get it. Like if your mindset is that I will never be a millionaire, that's just not for me. It's not in the cards. I grew up poor.
Never.
The hands were never dealt. I wasn't dealt that hand. I grew up poor. I did this. I did that. This happened. If your mindset is that you will never be a millionaire, and that's what you truly believe, then you will never be a millionaire ever. It's not going to happen ever. I mean, unless like, I don't know, maybe there's the 1 in 20 billion where you win the lottery or some shit. I mean, I don't know. But
I think people do that just to hedge their failures. Because
What?
they say, well, I'll never be a millionaire. So that way, when they never do get it, they're like, well, I never
Yeah,
thought
but there
I could.
are a lot of people that truly believe that they can't have things.
Oh, I know.
That they're not good enough for things. That,
I talk to guys all the
that's
time.
just not for them.
On the phone, they're like, well, I'll never have like a great physique. I just want to lose 20 pounds. Like,
Right.
well, why not?
Small
Right.
goals don't.
Bigger guys
Don't get
than
you
you
anywhere.
have lost all the fat, built muscle, and have
Right.
great physiques now. So why
But
can't
that's
you?
a big part of manifesting is believing that you can have it. That's like the biggest part. I mean, once you believe that you can have it, then those opportunities open, whether they actually come to you through like a universe deal or you just see them. You know, who
Jim
knows?
Ron is. I listened to this motivational thing by him the other day, and he's more of a speaker writer, but he's the idea. If you can't imagine it happening in your mind, it will never happen. The universe will never even present it to you. Like if you can't think in your mind,
Nor will you even be able to see it.
you won't even be able to. It all starts in your mind. If you can't picture, like I picture $1 million check written in my name every day. I have to be able to picture that in my mind before it is ever going to be written on a check made out to me. I can't wait for the day when I see my first $1 million check, but it's in my mind already. If I don't even have that thought, it's never ever going to present itself in reality to me. Like nothing in reality comes to existence if you don't think it. And he was
I
talking about
picture
that
my
too.
bank account balance $100 million.
Everything in the
I
world
see all the zeros.
has been created from someone's mind. Everything you see.
I picture this podcast
everything.
subscribers on YouTube 5 million.
200.
There you go. Dream
5
big.
million.
That's
I see
right.
all the zeros.
Hey, you said you're doing some studying or some coaching now. You got a mentor. What are you working on? Just out of curiosity.
So, for me, I want to develop I want to help people. I want to help people, whatever that looks like. You got your story.
Did you
got
get a
your
mentor?
story. I got a mentor.
Nice. Someone you actually hired, or just
Someone I
you
actually
know?
hired. And
Where'd you find him?
I was the guy. I connected with him a couple of years back. I won't say his name on here, but he's in a group. I mean, he's an affiliate. You guys probably know of him mutually.
Give him a shout out. Fuck it.
Anthony Hudson. He's got this program, and I connected with him a few years ago when I was married, and we did a 9-round fitness, and he was a franchise owner of 9-round. Connected with him, started kind of fitness journey, and I mean he's kind of doing the same thing. He just wants to help people, coach people. Busy dad. He's got twin girls and a daughter, married. Faith.
Seen the Dads Who Lift group?
He's in the Dads Who Lift group.
Nice.
He has
Oh, yeah.
he's just like us. I mean, he's entrepreneur spirited, wants to help people, and that's all he's about. And so I just connected with him like, hey man, I've been down the road, and so my journey is different than your journey and your journey. What you offer to people resonates with certain people.
Our journeys are pretty fucking similar.
Our
but yeah.
journeys are
Yeah.
actually really
Yeah,
similar.
They are.
I'm
Everybody's
walking
journey's
down
gonna
the
be a lot
path that you
different.
went down 4 years ago. Here I am, single dad. I have my son full time. He's going to be 4 years old. It's crazy. How,
Shit.
You know.
8 years ago.
I know. Well, yeah, for you, yeah.
Yeah.
So walking down that journey, and I mean, it's for me every single day being the dad, being the person who I want to be, whether it's getting up early, working out, being, I intentionally put thought into those things to get to a point where, like I said, I see that $1 million check and I'm manifesting it. I have to visualize. I have to think about it. I visualize what I see with my son. He's not even into sports yet, but I see myself coaching him on a team. That's just a dream of mine. And if I never even imagined that, it would never come or even be a possibility for me to make it reality in my world. So you got a vision. You got a vision. You're powerful enough if you can create that vision to come to fruition by manifesting, by intentionally doing your, goals setting and tracking.
How are you thinking about helping people? Give us some deets.
Whatever you want, you can have. Period.
So my story is
Manifest that
unique
shit.
in that I've been married and divorced twice. I've got faith. I've had 6 kids at one point, and now I have one full time. I mean, I have just different life experiences. I've been a father. I have my faith. Fitness journey up and down. And for me, what it boils down to is I've gotten on the horse, and then something happened. A life event happened. I got knocked off the horse. And I had to restart, and I found all the motivation, and I got remarried. Life was great, and something knocked me off the horse. And so I realized, why do I keep getting knocked off the horse? So for me, it's I'm not intentionally setting my goals every day. So that's what I decided for myself was, wow, this is why I keep falling off the horse. I don't want the lifestyle of, I get motivated, and then life is good, and I reached a benchmark. I forgot to set my next goal. And so I became complacent. I became robot. I was living life. I wasn't continually growing and striving. And so I just want to be able to share my story. And if it resonates with you and you want help organizing your life, becoming a better dad, some tips, tricks. I'm not a, personal trainer. I know people who can create lunch, or routines and programs. If I can connect you with someone who helps one area of your life, great. You got a fitness thing going on. You can help people lose weight. You're a mentor. You're coaching people. You're starting a coaching program. That's my passion too. I just want to be able to connect. And I don't have to be the guy who teaches you everything because I don't know everything. I'm right here with you.
Nobody knows everything.
On this journey. We're all on this journey together. We're in our 30s and we're journeying together. We're growing. We're learning together. And if I can just help one person get on that bandwagon of, hey, growth is awesome and I want to grow the rest of my life, then, hey, I've helped one person. That's what it comes down to for me.
It's awesome,
and so
dude.
I was the guy. I've had guys in my life, mentors, I'm trying to emulate what they do, but I never really, I've had some mentors, but I've never really had a mentor hire me. Like, I want to create a program of what's in my brain. I got thousands of pages of journal notes, but I can't compile it. So get yourself a coach, a mentor. You got them. Everyone's done it. It's going to get me to the next step. It's going to get me, in the realm of where I want to be in this industry of helping people. Physically, emotionally, spiritually.
I don't know anyone that's invested in themselves as far as getting a coach or a mentor and not gotten huge benefits out of it. Even if it wasn't what you were expecting, or even if they were phoning it in on some point. Once you invest in yourself, it's something clicks. It's like, oh, I am serious about this. And then as a matter of fact, I spent $15,000 on a coach to help me with my sales process and to help me build a sales team. Shit, dude, I didn't do anything. It was a group coaching. They did like live sales calls. I already been following this guy for a long time, so I already knew basically all this stuff. But just dropping $15,000, I was like, oh, it's time to start building my fucking sales team now. Right. I'm not dropping that much money and not doing it. And 2 weeks later, I have my buddy taking calls for me, and I create free time in my schedule. So just which I'd been talking about for like 6 months, but just like, okay, fuck it. I'm serious. You show the universe, you show yourself you're serious. I was like, I might not do exactly what this guy's saying. It doesn't really intertwine with what I was looking for, but I still got a huge benefit out of it. And I think that's the case anytime someone invests in themselves.
Next time you want to push, you can just drop me $15,000. I'll push you.
Deal. You got it.
I got you, bro. I'll make sure you get some shit done.
It's true though, man. It's just something clicks. It's like, I am serious. I'm done fucking talking about it. I'm done thinking about it. It's time to go.
Find someone successful, what that means to you, because success, there are certain universal things I think that we all agree on as success, but I think success is also, it's independent on you and me. Like I have my own, goals of success. But find someone who's going to help you get to that. And like you just said, I put the $15,000. I'm intentionally going to figure out how to make sure this works because you just invested in it. So intentionally, once you spent that money, you were committed.
This is actually funny. The last podcast we were talking about, I wasted $8,000 basically on mail outs. But we were talking about
still didn't get anything out of it.
Fuck it. I'm actually worse off.
What do you mean? Why is that?
I'm pretty sure one guy ended up calling and he signed up because he signed up with one of my closers, and he fucking the next day after I paid commission for the sales guy and I sent him some stuff in the mail. He's like, I can't do this. And I had him under contract. I could have just been like, go fuck yourself, but I don't feel like that's the right thing.
Right.
So I wasn't going to take, my closer had a rough week. I'm not going to take his $300 back. So it's just another waste of like $350 bucks.
Nice.
But what I was going to say is I've had that in my head. It's going to bug me until I find a benefit for it. I don't, like you said, just want to take the L. So I've
got to pivot, bro.
I've gone back with like the email triggers that people get when they sign on to my list, trying to optimize them. I've changed like how my texts are sent, which is getting a better return rate. I'm just like, all right, what can I fucking learn from this? And how can I make what I'm already doing even better?
Right.
And it's getting better. So
that's good.
So it's not like just a huge L. It's like, all right, well, that shit didn't work. I know that now. How can I take what's already working and make it better and make that money back plus some? So,
hell yeah.
I will say too, when you live intentionally or you get into this kind of self-help realm and you're investing in yourself and like choosing yourself, man, it hits differently. Like it's a different form of like self-love, loving yourself. It's like when you really get into that deal of if you're living intentionally, you already believe in yourself, right? Because you're not going to be living intentionally if you don't think that you can do what you want to do, So it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just cool. It's like
you have no self-respect if you're just on autopilot throughout the day. And why would you respect yourself?
But it's a different feeling to like really believe in yourself, choose yourself, love yourself,
bet on yourself,
it's like empowering. Know that no matter what, you're going to be all right. You're going to make it,
Actually, speaking of AO, my dick pill and beer buddy, I'll never forget this. I'm not like a huge
beer buddy.
I'm not a huge Warren Buffett guy. I don't know a lot about, but we were talking. I remember exactly where we were at. We were at the office of the place I used to work. And we were talking about something, and he's like, well, yeah, man, just like Warren Buffett says, like, you got to bet on yourself. And I was like, fuck, dude.
That's
playing footsie with me.
Oh, shit. I didn't know it was your foot. I thought it was
I was like,
chair.
yeah, if you're not going to bet on yourself, who will? Or something like that. And I constantly think about that. So, again, when it comes time to drop money,
if you're not going to believe in yourself, who will?
Same thing.
Like all the way through.
Right.
Yeah.
That stuck with me. I think about that all the time. I'm like, well, Warren Buffett seems to be doing okay for himself.
He bet on himself. So
yeah.
Shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, my manifest, I'll just tell you what, I'll get back to it actually tomorrow because
you were doing vision boards there for a while.
No, what I do and what you'll probably do something similar but better with your more in-depth, mine's like a little fraction. Get in, do a manifest and use it. I know that's going to be a bigger part of your coaching deal, but I have everyone create a manifest and they just basically make a copy of my Google Doc, which is mine, and then they totally customize it to their own. So what's funny is like I had a big black truck with black rims, tinted windows. That's just what I wanted. I didn't have that at the time. I had sleeve tattoos, which I had half sleeves. It'd been a couple of years since I even got any ink. I didn't even know if I wanted sleeves or not. Shit, I got like the big house with the pool on it. I'm fucking living in a little starter home. But just...
You had MMA on there.
MMA, which I've been slacking on.
Have you?
Well, make you wear masks, dude, while you're fucking rolling jiu-jitsu? It's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
But
I don't think Premier makes people wear masks when they're rolling.
But what was funny is just the simple fact of looking at it every morning or 3 or 4 times a week. I'd see the sleeve tattoos, and I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck am I looking at this for? I'm not doing anything. I was like, well, I got some spare time. I'm going to go get to work on it. Now I have the fucking sleeves. Same thing with rims. I'm like, oh, I look at these rims every morning. Rims aren't that expensive. What's stopping me from just going and getting them? So I went and got them. So from looking at where I was when I created the manifesto, where it's like, oh, wow, all these are dreams. These would be cool. Yeah. To like now, if nothing else, it's a daily reminder.
You got to
be
ready to update that manifesto.
Yeah.
Because that shit's
that's
about
what I
all
was
done,
talking
dude.
about. Yeah. I got
that stuff's almost all filled.
Right. Yeah.
Advice.
But just
dream bigger than I did the same thing. Truck with rim, got it.
Well, no, but there's no problem with changing your manifest and adding to it.
No, I'm saying
you manifest something.
Goals. Now it's time
to reach
it,
conquer that shit. Yep. Now it's time to talk about the private jet.
Yeah, I'll do that today.
Now it's time to talk about the fucking lake house. Now it's time to talk about the Airbnbs across the world. That's where I want to be.
Right. I feel like I wasted a couple
Airbnbs all over
manifestations on where I got to now, but I know where I'm going. So.
Yeah, I'm going to update that shit today and make it a priority in the mornings.
But that's powerful, isn't it? Like, you wanted a truck, blacked out, wheels. You thought about it.
Just keeps it at the forefront of your mind.
You thought about it.
I'm surprised you didn't go buy that fucking Rubicon truck.
Oh,
the black one that was at the dealer.
Probably wait till the last day of the year this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to do it this year, but slim pickings. And yeah. So probably wait till the end of the year. Get something new. Switch it up. Driving around the old 2013, I can't roll up to the Dads Who Lift Conference 2022 in a fucking 2013 F-150.
Right. Hey, man, still get you around.
I love it, but I know what you'll be rolling up in, so I'll be parking in the back row walking.
We're going to rent the Lambo just to...
Oh, there we go.
He can own it. I'm just going to rent to show up.
Take the helicopter in, bro.
Right.
Shit. Maybe someday. Someday soon. Not maybe. Someday soon.
Someday soon.
Yep.
Should be the goal for next year.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I would love to. That is the goal. First year fucking coaching, buy a Lambo.
I was talking about the conference.
Oh, gotcha.
He's wanting that Lambo. He's got
Lambo.
it pictured.
But conference, yeah, we got to get that rolling too.
What color?
I got to get my coaching rolling 100% before I start playing on this conference because I want to. The conference is going to be. I mean, they'll be great conferences, but we got a line of speakers. We got to figure all the content out. We got to. Obviously, there'll be an opportunity for both of us to close. Like it'll be basically an event too, per weekend. You know what I mean? That's how I see it, at least.
Every weekend you're talking about?
Well, every event.
Oh.
Yeah, anytime we do an event.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't want to do like these. I don't want to do fucking stupid ass Zoom conferences.
No, I don't do that shit.
I want to do full conferences, like different states across the U.S., where guys from Dads Who Lift can actually get together,
Go
fucking
network, have some beers
meet
afterwards.
each other. Yeah, have an open
Get a lift
bar.
in.
I would really like to like rent out a gym wherever we go. Maybe we go fucking. Well, I don't think. Where's that? That one dude out the gym that won't shut down.
Oh, New Jersey.
New Jersey. That's not a great. I mean, I don't know.
Smells like shit.
I like my vacation area. But yeah, I don't know. That'd be cool. Like to rent out a whole gym and everybody could get a fucking, rent a whole gym out for the weekend. Have it be part of the program. Everyone get a workout in together whenever they want.
Dude, you don't want to have. I feel like we should have the first one here.
Yeah.
Use Iron Heaven. Let us rent it out.
They're
this
not
way,
gonna let us
we're
rent
just
out Iron Heaven for the weekend.
we're just dead ass in the middle, so no one will really have an
Right.
excuse.
I don't know. I kind of want to go somewhere like fucking vacation. That way,
Yeah.
if like 5 people show up, at least I'm somewhere cool.
Right.
105 people are going to show
I
up.
want to too eventually, but I just think for
We'll
the
know when
first
we sell the
one,
tickets. There'll be hundreds.
when you're doing it for the first time, and there's all these things that are going to come up that we don't even think about, or on our home field, we're like, okay, well, we can figure this out. I know this guy, as
Right.
opposed to doing it in Vegas and being like, all right, well, what the fuck are we going to do out here? Fly back and forth for like
What
3 or
strip
4
club are we going to
times.
go to here, though?
Rhino, bro.
Fuck that.
Rhino.
Fuck
Gentlemen's
that.
Club.
I'm just kidding. I'm a virgin.
Yeah.
We know. Any final
even like
thoughts,
strip
fellas?
clubs.
Some Jerry Springer final thoughts?
John, close us out.
What is your intention for
Megalodon.
today? Go see Rex's Nutrition for the Megalodon.
Megalodon.
We need feedback. Dong. We need the
Yeah, let
feedback.
us know how it works.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like,
That's it.
Has to have the Viagra disclaimer after 4 hours. Go see medical professional.
yeah. I don't know. A lot of dudes take Cialis too to get a pump though. I supposedly like take it right before you work out. It gives you a crazy pump.
I bet. Yeah.
I don't know. I eat so many fucking carbs though. Carboline, all that shit. I get a good pump anyways.
Carb it up.
How are your pumps now? So you're 12 pounds down already.
Yeah.
So you're back to fasting.
Strength is up. I told you I got.
What's the longest
I got
fast?
330 up last week fasted, which I'd only gotten 325. I got 335 up, I think, and 320 was my max up until then. And I was fucking 36 hours into a fast, so
What's the longest fast you've done?
just 48s for now.
48.
Mostly OMAD, some 48s.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to lose 12 pounds?
It's been about a week now.
That's crazy. I told
Damn.
you you'd be fucking dropped.
A lot of it's just like I look flat right now.
Yeah.
When I'm eating breakfast sandwiches on the way here and fucking eating shit all day, then
Right.
I can hold a pump and I look more filled out. But yeah, that first fucking 10, 15 pounds falls right off.
Yeah.
So I don't expect that
Yeah.
by any means all week. But I'm going to Great Wolf Lodge in 2 weeks. That's why
There you go.
I don't feel like I'm done bulking for the year, but I want to do just a little mini cut, get some abs back, and then once I get back from Great Wolf Lodge and I have like a month and a half before pool season, focus on putting mass on for another month and then get back to it. So
April 1st. That's when my cut starts.
get it, bro.
Yeah.
Summer goals.
All right, John.
Live every day with intentions. What is your intention for today for personal growth and for your family? Because that's important for me. So live life intentionally.
Love it.
I like it, man. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add.
That Dunkin' Donuts.
Just fucking don't be a little bitch, man. Go
it.
after whatever you want in your life. Like, quit living life for other people. Like, quit living life for society or the commercials or what you think is supposed to be cool or what you're supposed to like or what you're supposed to want or what's good enough. Fuck that. Like, just be a little bitch. Go after what you want in your life and get it intentionally. That's it.
Don't let no one tell
be a
you
little
your
bitch.
dreams aren't capable. because-
What you want is what you want. Like, who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks, says, this, that, or the other? Like, it's your life. No one else is experiencing it for you. Like, no one else gives a fuck when you're down and out. Like, you lose your job, you lose your shit. No one else fucking cares. It's you that's hurting,
People are going to hate you whether you go do your 9 to 5 and come home and mind your business and kick your feet up, drink beer, and watch Netflix, you're going to have just as many haters as you do if you just fucking go
See,
for it.
this is the funny thing. Like, yeah, you work your normal job, you live your life, you go home, you kick your feet up, you watch Netflix, you drink beer every night. Then you're like a lazy fucking guy that just drinks beer every night. Or like you go after your dreams and you cut a couple people out and you work like crazy and you're intentional in what you want in your life. Then you're fucking too good for everybody. You know, it's like, you're never going to, it doesn't fucking matter. There's always going to be haters either way. So why not live your life for what you want it to be? Like, why not go after what you want your life to be? And do it intentionally so you know where the fuck you're headed. If you're not doing it intentionally, then it's really easy to get lost or wound up or...
Don't be afraid to cut people out of your life.
Yeah, you're not going to end up where you want to be. I had a mentor.
He's snip. Every time I tell him, oh, well, you know, I want to do this, but someone said something negative to me. He's like, John, snip. Like, dad, aunt, uncle, friend, if you're confiding in them about a dream you have and they don't support that dream, you don't need them.
Use it as fuel.
Use it as fuel. Put them on the back burner. Like, I mean, there are family members that don't support everything that I do. That's cool. It's my life. You know, they're not living my life. They don't have my dream, my vision, my goals. So everything in the world started as a dream or a vision from somebody's brain.
Dude, relationship coach that I hired a while back, actually he's been on the podcast a long time ago, Brian Reeves. I still have follow-ups with him every once in a while. And he's just a good fucking dude. And he helps me keep my mindset centered. But, you know, we were talking about something and he was talking about his relationship. And he didn't get married until he was in his 40s. And but he's got a great relationship with a great, you know, woman. And he was talking about his relationship. And he's like, Tyler, if you're not a fuck yes for me and my wife, then you're out of our lives. He's like, I don't care if you're family, friends, if childhood friend, I've known you my whole life. If you're my sister, my brother, it doesn't matter. If you're not a fuck yes for my relationship or our relationship in my life, then you're out. And he goes, there's no fuck maybes. It's a fuck yes or you're out. And I feel like that, not just like with relationships, that's not what I'm going for on it, but with everything in my life. If you're not a fuck yes for me and what I'm doing in my life, then you get the fuck out. And there's no fuck maybes. That's why, like, I have a lot of fucking acquaintances. I know a lot of people, but I've only got a handful of really close friends that I actually talk to and tell what I'm doing, you know, because, yeah, if you're not a fuck yes, then get the fuck out. So surround yourself with good people. Don't be a little bitch. Go after what you want in life and live intentionally.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
Where did it end it?
All right. This has been the Dads Who Live podcast. Thanks for coming on, John. Really appreciate it, man. Joel, thanks for being here as always. You're the man. But if you guys got anything out of this, please give us a like, share, 5-star review. We do this shit for free. We want to grow this thing organically. We need you to tell, you tell a person, they tell a person, they tell a person. That's the only way this thing expands. All we want to do is add value, man. So if we added value to you guys in any way, please give us a like, share, 5-star review, and tell a friend. We really appreciate it. All of our podcast formats are on, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit. All the links and formats are on our website, www.dadswholiftofficial.com. We also have dope-ass apparel, hats, shirts, sweatshirts, all that stuff for Dads Who Lift. That's on dadswholiftofficial.com as well. We're on Instagram as Dads Who Lift Official. We're on Facebook, Dads Who Lift Podcast. We also have a Facebook group on Facebook. Obviously, it's a group called Dads Who Lift Official. This is a group of like 43,000 now guys, and growing like crazy, that are just like-minded dads trying to be their best selves, stay fit at the same time. It's a really fun group too. They give a lot of people a lot of shit. It's a party, man. So if that's something that interests you, check that out. That's Dads Who Lift Official on Facebook, and that is a group. It's a Facebook group.
Get yourself one of these fucking hats too.
Dude, these hats are dope as fuck.
That one is dope.
Yeah.
Call Josh and get me. I like the camo with the brown.
Yeah, they're sick. So, but yeah, guys, live intentionally. Let's be intentional today and whatever you're going after. Take it easy.
It's forever, this like forever, no surrender. It's forever, this like forever. I'm bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive. I'm bigger dead than alive, dead than alive. Yeah, I'm bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive.